Homefront Revolution. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Homefront the Revolution is an open-world first-person shooter where you must lead the resistance movement in guerrilla warfare against a superior military force. A living, breathing open world responds to your actions. You and your resistance cell can inspire a rebellion on the streets and turn occupation into revolution as oppressed civilians take up the fight. But your enemy has the advantage because the artificial intelligence is so fucking awful on the resistance AI that they will trap you in many a situation. They can't fucking shoot straight to save their fucking lives. It's fucking rife, guys! Doesn't say that, sorry. Can I just start by saying that the port to PC is a crime, basically. It is absolutely ridiculous how bad this game has been ported over. I have even had to edit the configuration file by adding 2 lines of code to tell it to switch off mouse smoothing and mouse acceleration. It made a little bit of a difference, but it's still awful. Aiming with this game is just something to behold. It is absolutely awful. It feels so bad running around. The key bindings are just a mess. You cannot yet again bind every key. For example, it didn't stop me from binding every key. Oh no, you want to bind that key, Mac? Yeah, X. I always use X as sprint, always, because I use TGFH instead of WASD. So X is perfect for my little finger. And so when I press X, do I sprint? No. Even though in the key configuration it says sprint equals X. No, when I press X, my gun comes up to be modified. My weapon will be presented to me nicely on the screen. Hey, you can modify the barrel, you can modify the grip, you can modify the sights. All the time I'm trying to run away from 3 fucking guards who are killing us. Oh no, you can't do that, Mac. But I bind the key to it, I bound the key to run. No, we're not letting you do that. That's actually weapon customization X, and we're not letting you bind that, even though we told you could bind it. And there's other keys as well that it says you can bind, but you can't, because the port from consoles to PC is so sloppy. And not only that, it runs like an asthmatic hippo. It absolutely is just... It feels all wrong when you're playing it. Now, I did get up to 45 frames a second. I'm using an i7, 3rd generation i7 with a GTX 770, which is pretty mediocre to low spec machine. And I'm running on, there's the settings that I'm using, so you can get an idea of where the graphics were on this. And I thought it looked awful. There's a couple of times where at night time and you're looking out over the city, it does look nice, but generally speaking it looked like shite. The actual people and lip syncing is just awful. The cutscenes, and there are shitloads of them. In fact, the first 30 minutes of gameplay involves running out of one building across a road into another, but that takes 30 minutes. And the reason it takes 30 minutes is all the fucking cutscenes. There is just loads of them. I'm just fed up with them. They just hold your hand all the way and say, this is a gun, and if you pull the trigger it will fire a projectile. Well, it doesn't go that far, but it almost does go that far. It's awful. Yes, it's North Korea, guys. They've invaded America and took over. I'm not going to even go anywhere near the story of this game because it is rancid. The story is just rife, guys. It really is. It's just so unbelievably bad. The whole situation is unbelievably bad, but the story inside of the bad situation is even worse than the unbelievably bad situation that the bad story is set in. That's how bad it is. So you run around this city recruiting idiots who will trap you in containers, trap you in buildings, and just generally run round and round in circles being pricks. That's how bad the AI is in this game. I'm not kidding you. I mean, as I joked when I was reading out the description of it right at the top of the video, there's a scene that I'm going to show you now where I was watching one of our snipers attempt to shoot somebody at the other side of the fucking road, guys. It's not like they were behind cover 200 or 300 yards away. These were 30 fucking feet away. I was just watching in awe this sniper. That's how bad it is. The combat in general is just crap. It's just really, really crap. Especially with the starting gun. Once you get a better weapon and you can mod your weapons with ridiculous things that you find, which isn't a bad idea. I mean, but your weapons are kind of like duct taped together and everything like that. But it does get better as you get further into the game. The first hour and a half to 2 hours is just awful, but once you get past that, it does get better. I did have some fun running through the streets when I got a better weapon and having a few of the firefights, avoiding the guards, but the whole game is so dumbed down. I mean, it literally is. I mean, there's a stealth mission that is just so easy, it's ridiculous. And not only that, you've got this, what annoys me about these games is the set up this pretty much city, this open world city, and it's very copy and pasty. I mean, you come across the same buildings over and over again, especially this construction building that's half built. The amount of fights I've had in that building all over the city is ridiculous. But what I was going to say was that it tries to build an immersive game, but then all of a sudden this woman will come on and say, you have to walk through the city and be careful. If a guard sees you, it will recognize you. Try to keep another person between you and the enemy guards. If one of the drones scans you, it will recognize you and it will set off alarm. And if an alarm has been set off, then all the guards will come until the alarm stops, and they will hunt you down until the alarm stops. You can take these firecrackers and use these as a distraction by throwing them over there. When the guard hears them, he will go to the fire. I mean, f*** off, you silly tart! F*** off! I think I kind of know that I shouldn't walk up to the enemy guards and go, alright mate, you alright? Fancy a game of chess? You know, it's like, I'm not fucking stupid, but this game thinks you are. It thinks you're a fucking moron, and let's be honest, a lot of people are morons, so they're probably justified when I think about it. But you can't turn it off. You can't turn off the markers. You know where the enemies are because you see stars above their fucking heads. Yeah. Oh, there's 6 enemies through that wall. X-ray vision! X-ray vision! Console port! X-ray vision! Console port! X-ray vision! It's a console game. It's a bad console game. Even console gamers should be ashamed of this game. Because we all know that a lot of console games do get dumbed down, especially shooters like this. But even the console gamers should be upset at how awful. And I'm not playing it on easy. No, this isn't on easy, by the way, guys. I don't ever play a game on easy. And another thing, you shoot enemies, but you can't pick up the weapons. They're like weapons lying on the floor. Just perfectly good sniper rifle. You can't pick it up. Oh no. No, you've got to go and buy it from the shop, even though it's right there in front of you. Honestly, this is just so screwed up. It's just awful. It does have co-op mode, but not in the campaign. It has separate co-op missions, which I haven't played yet, but mark my words, I will. But even if the co-op missions is good, there's only 12 of them, and that isn't going to sway the review. So that's why I'm not really fussed about how good or bad they are. I think I know how bad they're going to be, judging by the awful enemy AI, the awful combat, the sluggish movement, the bad engine, the bad port. Yeah. So there you go, guys. It's not a very good game at all. It's clearly not worth anywhere near the price of it. I mean, it's a full AAA game. It's kind of like a AAA game done terribly, terribly badly. Yes, there is bits of fun to be had in looting everything, and you can sell it in this like shop that just appears out of nowhere. But I mean, I don't even want to go into all of that bullshit of how you you walk up to a fucking fuse box on the wall, hold down your left button and your right button in this derelict building, and then the next time you turn round, it's full of resistance fighters with shops and fucking research places and maps. Speaking of maps, there's a nice clip here of 2 people checking out a map on the floor. Yeah, even though they're not looking at the map is actually a blueprint, and it's 6 feet away from them. And they're in each other's bodies. It's there's motorbikes dotted around that you can jump on. Don't ever get on a motorbike. You will die. The driving of the motorbike is absolutely fucking rife. I mean, I've been a motorcyclist for years and years and years. Well, it was years ago that I was a motorcyclist. Last bike I had was a VFR 750. Oh, it was awesome. Did 152 mile an hour on that. Allegedly, officers, if you're any police watching, it wasn't me. You don't do that. You don't. I've got lots of. There's some of my subscribers are police officers. Hi. Matt, get on with it. They don't give a... No one fucking cares. So there you go, guys. That's Homefront the Revolution. What a disappointment. An open world FPS shooter with crafting, well, modding of your weapons. Could have been great, sounded great, but has failed to deliver because the developers have gone down the dumbed down, let's copy this X-ray vision bullshit over there, we'll use the Far Cry detecting system, well, you know, there's been no innovation whatsoever put into this game. They haven't even been bothered to optimize it for the PC. It runs like a three-legged fucking dog. It's got a field of view maximum of 60. It's shit. It's shit. It's shit. And I just want to end on this, guys, because I'd reviewed Duskers a few days ago and I was talking about how a bad looking indie game can be so much better than a AAA all singing, all dancing game. And this is proof. This is proof. And on the subject of that, you know, somebody, because Duskers was given to me by a developer, someone accused me of just thumbing it up because of that. I mean, I get loads of games from developers and I don't care whether the developers give them or not. I will thumb it down if it's shit. This game here, Homefront, do you know what I got off the developers for this game? I got 4 codes off the developer. 4. Worth £40 each. And I've still ripped it apart. Because I don't give a fuck who gives me it. I mean, I'm very grateful. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful. I mean, Game Daddy, who's one of my subscribers, actually gifted me this as well the day before the developers give us 4 copies of it. It's, you know, and I'm very grateful to developers and fans who gift me games. Always have been. But that's never, ever going to stop me from being honest. That's what this channel's about. I have no loyalty to anybody. I have one affiliate on this channel, and that's the Greenman Gaming. And the only reason I have that is, like I've said 1,000 times, it's to help you guys get better deals for your games using the code that I've got. But I've got no loyalty to them. This game is sold on Greenman Gaming, but I'm ripping it apart. Like a lot of games that I've ripped apart that are sold on Greenman Gaming. I don't care. I don't care. The only people I care about are you guys who watch this, because my loyalty lies with you. Because you are me. I'm not a big businessman. I'm not a big conglomerate. I'm not trying to make money out of gamers. I am a gamer. I am no big shot. I'm just a guy in a fucking bedroom playing games and wanting to enjoy games. And I'm sick of being ripped off by substandard garbage. And as long as there's substandard garbage out there, I'll be ringing my fucking bell. Now it's time to do Warhammer. Next!